Good morning, guys and girls. Keith along with No Groom Sunday Rob, and we'll discuss that a little bit more
Yeah, I spent no time grooming this morning. I mean,
with
I
Alan.
and
Well,
the
we
way I got out of bed
we
this
we're
morning.
talking about Alan's grooming them. We're talking about them.
Oh yeah, we're not going to do that either.
No, no, no,
No, definitely
no.
not. We never do
Uh,
that anytime.
no, we don't uphold
That
that.
doesn't.
We
Yeah,
talk about it.
this
We
is
don't uphold those rules.
it's no groom awareness
Yeah, that's
program
yeah,
in here.
that's yeah, right.
So you
Like
don't
some
end up in a jail somewhere in the UK.
or you don't end up or you don't end up in somebody's basement or in a torture chamber somewhere with
Right. Yeah.
somebody like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want anything bad to happen to anybody.
No,
No crimes committed, and
correct. And we forewarn people that this shit goes on, and that's what's
yeah,
happened. So,
yeah.
yeah. Um,
Unfortunately, it does happen out there.
yep, everywhere.
No, hey, you hear crazy. It's like every day you hear something crazy. Some sick parent did, or
And then shootings everywhere now. Shootings is just becoming it's crazy shit.
yeah.
Yeah. College points this week. Rob with 32, Keith with 35, Larry with 38, Tim with 41, Mike with 42, and Bob. Yeah, Rob can wish. Bob with 43. So congratulations,
And to
Bob.
Bob and Michael and Tim, all for getting over 40.
Yeah, did real well.
The rest of us sucked.
The rest of us didn't do as well anyway. And
Well, yeah,
I really did.
I
really
have not done well in college picks for a few weeks now, so I'm
looking to
not going to claim to have any expertise in that area.
look to turn
Not in
around.
the pros either, really. But
Let's see if Ken Castro bet on UCLA last night. And I told him USC was going to win.
when I was in high school, there was somebody that would do for an NFL like a pool where there was no points or anything. You just pick straight up who you thought was going to win. It was like $1. Just turn in a paper with your picks on it, and there would be about 30, 35 people in it usually per week. So I think I won it like either 2 weeks in a row or 2 out of 3. And there one week I just had this hunch that Atlanta was going to beat the Raiders, and Atlanta was not very good. He tried to drink too much too fast there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think the Falcons were on the road against the Raiders. The Falcons were a significant underdog, and I just picked them. And it seemed like I might have picked some other team too, Tampa or something. I don't remember who it was. I got both those games right, and almost nobody else picked them. And
was that like Bartkowski era or a little later now?
I think it was probably more like David Archer or something like that. But I remember when he was giving me the money for it, he was just like, who takes the Falcons against the Raiders? I said, well, they won. I think he probably figured I knew nothing about football, was flipping a coin or something. And
just may have figured, well, he don't watch football.
I've seen people win doing stuff like that before. People didn't know. And...
I got my new top 10 up, guys, and well, I really don't have my new top 10 because I actually at the time here had Tennessee number 5. Yeah. They're outside the top 10 now, guys. They're outside the top 10. People could say, well, they beat Alabama. Yeah, they beat Alabama by 2 or 1 or whatever. South Carolina was up 30. They were up 30 on them. Tennessee does not belong in this playoff.
I think last week I had Georgia, then Michigan, then Ohio State, then TCU. I'm going to put Ohio State now ahead of Michigan. And really? Other than that, the top 4 keep the same.
And I've got Georgia. I'm going to keep Michigan second. I'm going to keep Ohio State third. I'm keeping TCU 4th. TCU, you take care of business, you will be in the playoff with me. Now, my number 5 moves up this week is USC. I've got USC. I think Keith's got a different team.
I got LSU.
And then number 6 for me would be LSU. I got LSU 7.
That's where I'd put USC there.
Right. And then 8th, I've got Alabama.
Well, that's 7th. 7th would be next, right?
Right. 7th then. Right. That would be Alabama for me.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna put Clemson there right now.
Really? Okay. See, I can't with good conscience put Clemson in the top 10 right now.
I'll put Alabama number 8.
Clemson and Tennessee both to me they're gone. So I got Alabama 7th. 8th, I've got Washington. I got Washington 8th.
I could see that. I'm not going to put Washington quite that high. Well,
they beat Oregon.
Yeah. I would.
I was going to put Oregon 7th. I mean 8th. I was going to put Oregon 8th, and then
I can see what you're saying there, Rob. I mean, I can't really argue with you on that one. Putting Washington up there. I guess I'll concede that. Yeah, I'll go with you on that. I'll put Washington there.
And then I'm putting Oregon 9th. That's what I've got right now. My 10th place team right now is Clemson. That's the best I can do with you, Clemson. That's the best I can do. That's the best I can do with you.
I guess after Washington,
would you have where do you put Oregon? Where do you put UCLA? Where do you put Penn State? Where do you put Clemson?
I guess the thing is
where do you put
after Washington? To me, there's a drop off. It's kind of like everybody after that is kind of.
Well, I would have put North Carolina there.
It doesn't really matter where they go after that. I mean, you could take Utah, Penn State, Oregon, Kansas State, Notre Dame, Florida State. Florida State's actually been playing very well lately.
They have. North Carolina.
Yeah, they lost yesterday, didn't they? Or this weekend.
That was just their second loss, so.
Yeah, but it was to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that's it. At home, too. They were at home.
Ole Miss has kind of started to look more like a pretender. They did get up for the Alabama game, but the LSU game.
They've lost 3. They've lost 3 now. So.
And Arkansas just ripped them apart yesterday. I mean, Ole Miss kind of closed the gap a little bit to make it look a little more cosmetically pleasing. But
Arkansas is the same team that lost to Liberty. And Liberty is the same team that lost to Virginia Tech yesterday. They lost to Virginia Tech at home.
Ole Miss,
you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ole Miss almost beat Alabama. Turns around, loses to an Arkansas team that lost to Liberty. So, I mean, there's just so many really weird turns.
And I mean, Liberty marched in there and beat them in Arkansas. That's the crazy part. My number 10.
Go through your top 10 again, because I thought I counted 11. I thought you were.
Now, let's see.
Say them again.
Because I'm taking Tennessee out of my top 10.
Okay. So just.
All right. Number 1,
Georgia.
I got Georgia. Number 2, I've got Michigan.
Okay.
Number 3, I've got Ohio State.
Okay.
Number 4, I've got TCU.
Okay.
Number 5, I've got USC.
Okay.
Number 6, I've got LSU.
Okay.
Number 7, I got Alabama.
Okay.
Number 8, I've got Washington.
Okay.
Number 9, I've got Oregon.
Okay.
And number 10, I've got Penn State.
Okay. Yeah, because you didn't have Clemson up there.
I don't. No, I don't. I don't right
now.
And that's the thing. I have no ACC team in there. Only that one Big 12 team. If TCU falls out, Big 12 won't have anybody representing them, and I don't think ACC gets anybody.
The thing that sticks with me, and maybe it shouldn't so much, is that Penn State got beaten so soundly by Michigan, 41-17. But
yeah,
and then Ohio State 44-31. But that's their only 2 losses.
Yeah, I guess I could have.
All their other wins were big wins. So
I could put Clemson there. I definitely could put Clemson there. There's 10 teams you could put at number
Purdue.
10.
They barely beat Purdue, but
Yeah. So let's see. Let's put a little comma next to Penn State. Let's put Clemson there. They're okay. Um, um,
Well,
you can't.
Harris wouldn't leave Clemson out of the top 10, right?
Oh yeah,
Because he
right,
really
yeah.
respects that conference.
And then I guess you could put North Carolina there. I right now,
Yeah, but not after losing to Georgia Tech.
right now, I still think North Carolina can beat Clemson in the ACC championship.
See, I
Which,
don't really know what to think about Oregon. I mean,
yeah,
they're really good at home usually, but they lost to Washington up there.
yeah.
But
And then Utah has only got 2 losses. They lost at Oregon. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
the way they lost to Georgia, they squeaked by Washington State. Everybody else they demolished pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So Oregon's pretty good, I guess. Probably, yeah. I guess Oregon probably deserves to be ahead of Clemson.
So next week we do know Michigan. We know Michigan or Ohio State's going to get beat. One of those teams gets beat.
All right. So my top 10, I'll just go over it again.
All right.
Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU, LSU, USC. That's through 6. Clemson, Alabama, Washington, and I'll go with Oregon. Penn State would probably be just barely on the outside looking in right now at 11 for me.
Obviously next week Michigan or Ohio State gets beat. If once that loss happens, and I feel bad for them. Yes, they only going to have 1 loss. That takes them out of the playoff. I'm sorry. A 1 loss. Well, let's say it this way. Let's say right now you got Ohio State second. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. Let's say Michigan goes there and beats them a last-second field goal and beats them, let's say 43-40, which I don't think it's going to be that high.
CBS
scoring.
has a mistake. They've got LSU. They lost to Florida State, but they put a W next to the score, and they put an L next to Florida State's score on that. But Florida State won 24-23.
Mm-hmm.
That's just an error on their thing there.
Let's say Ohio State loses at home, 43-40. Then USC.
Syracuse.
Let's say USC goes into the Pac-12 championship and gets ripped. I mean, they get ripped by 20 points. TCU gets beat. Is there any chance a 1-loss Ohio State, without going to the championship game in the Big Ten, gets back in that top 4?
Well, if I was a voter, are you saying?
Mm-hmm.
If Michigan beats them?
They beat them at Ohio State by a field goal.
Yeah.
There'll be 1 loss, and then they're going to fall in the rankings. Obviously, they're going to fall probably they're going to fall to 6th or 7th.
Yeah, they could.
But USC gets beat.
But it's kind of like one of those things they're going to get help that they need to do it in your scenario.
All right, let's say this. Georgia's in there. The other team, let's say Michigan's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say LSU loses in the Southeast Conference Championship,
mm-hmm.
and they lose by 10 points to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Would you jump a 1-loss Ohio State team?
Yeah, LSU can't get in with another loss.
I agree. Alabama wins next week.
Oh, yeah, I mean Alabama, I wouldn't say is completely out of it yet.
So let's say Alabama wins next week.
But that's on our polls. I mean, we got to
Yeah,
see kind of what.
I'm just saying, what would you do though?
I mean, they're going to probably be ahead of Tennessee after they come out with the new rankings.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be ahead of Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee's going to be in the top 10. I really don't. Tennessee's got to fall out. They'll be 11th or 12th. They're going to be down. They got to get way down.
I mean, Ohio State's going to get in ahead of Penn State because they beat them soundly.
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, where have you got Alabama ranked right now? See, I got them as 7th, so that makes a difference.
I had them 8th.
All right. What I'm saying is this: Alabama wins next week. They don't go to no Southeast Conference championship game.
Yeah. No, I understand the scenario.
Let's say Ohio State loses by 10. Let's just make it a 30-20 game. Michigan marches into their house and beats them. Michigan goes to the Big Ten championship. Ohio State doesn't. Does Ohio State jump back? Because they're going to fall below Alabama in the rankings.
Yeah,
after they lose. If they lose. What I'm saying is, do you jump them back over Alabama to pick your 4 playoff teams? Because
I would. If they, I don't think I'd drop them below Alabama to begin with, but.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. Let me ask you that then. How low would you drop them if they lose by 10 points at home? See, I put them below Alabama. I can't put them in the playoff. I can't do that. And it's only
I guess I would probably only drop them behind Michigan and TCU and maybe
USC.
Maybe USC or LSU, but not. I mean, I wouldn't drop them past below Alabama, Clemson, Utah, Penn State, and all those teams.
So you might put them as low as 6th.
That'd probably be the furthest I'd drop them.
Oh, okay. I personally say whoever loses that Michigan Ohio State game's out. That's me. I don't care if they lose the last second
I wouldn't do that.
I would. I'd take them out. Because I think the Big Ten is just that weak. I just don't think they're that good.
Yeah, but I was telling you earlier today, I don't think there's a super team this year. I think a lot of people even overrate Georgia. Georgia is a very good team, a tough team to beat. I don't think that they're as good as some of these SE teams we've seen last year. I don't even know that they're as good as Georgia last year. I don't think they're as good as Alabama was last year.
Right.
I don't think they're necessarily as good as what Ohio State was last year or Michigan was last year.
Yeah.
I don't really see any team that's
unbeatable.
Right. I mean, I think you see an improved USC team. I think you see an improved LSU team for sure, an improved Tennessee team, an improved TCU team. Washington has resurged. Clemson is better than they were, I think, last year.
North Carolina. To me, I still say Drake May right now. Is it
Penn State? I think has taken a step forward this year.
I think he's leading the Heisman. I really do. And they lose yesterday. And I still think right now, if I had a Heisman vote, I would give it to Drake May, even in North Carolina, even with 2 losses.
And Florida State is showing some good things this year.
Yeah,
so they're getting back on track.
Let's go through the school boards, guys. Thursday night, SMU loses to Tulane, 59-24. Tulane covers and they go over. Saturday, Cincinnati 23, Temple 3. They go under the total, and Cincinnati covers. UCF loses to Navy. Navy wins 17-14 under the total, and Navy pulls the upset. TCU does not cover their 2 points. Baylor hung in there, 29-28. TCU stays undefeated. They will get to play in the Big 12 championship. They're going to get to play in the Big 12 championship, and it's looking more and more and more like it could be an Oklahoma team now that may get. Let's see. Could it be Oklahoma? Let's see. Who would it be? Maybe Baylor. Maybe Baylor again. Could be a Baylor repeat. Yeah. So they could be playing Baylor once more. Michigan 19, Illinois 17. Illinois covers that game and they go under the total. Florida State 49. Keith was just talking about Florida State. How impressive. Yes. 49-17 over Louisiana. They cover and go over the total. Virginia Tech 23, Liberty 22. Virginia Tech goes on the road and upsets the previous top 25 team, and they go to a robust 4-8 now.
Looks like TCU would probably play Kansas State.
Oh, Kansas State. Okay. And
Yeah,
they've already
Kansas State 6-2 in the conference. Texas
Right.
is 5-3. Nobody else is above 500 in conference.
They played Kansas State too already, didn't they? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I think they beat them. Well,
Yeah, 38-28.
Mm-hmm. So Virginia Tech not only pulls the upset, they go under the total. Alabama shuts out Austin Peay, which they had to do yesterday. 34-0. Stay under the total. And Alabama does not cover there. Kansas State 48. West Virginia 31 up in the Mountaineer area. Kansas State covers and they go over the total.
You know what team is third in the SEC East standings?
Let's see. SEC East.
Behind Georgia and Tennessee.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah. South Carolina got 7 wins or 8?
7.
Yeah. They're what, 7-4, 7-5?
Mm-hmm. I don't know who they're against, but
right. Well, last night was enough. They pulled a Kentucky. They already pulled a Kentucky upset in Kentucky. They pulled that upset up there. They weren't supposed to win that one.
They got destroyed by Florida somehow. I don't know how that happened.
South Carolina. That was last week too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost to Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, and Arkansas.
Yeah.
They beat Charlotte, SC State.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Kentucky,
mm-hmm.
Texas A&M, Vanderbilt,
and Tennessee,
and Georgia State week 1.
Yeah.
So nothing real impressive.
but the fact is, when you beat a previously number 1 team in the country, Tennessee was number 1. Yeah, and I mean they slaughtered them. They were up 30 plus points on them last night.
You know what team in the SEC has the worst record? Both conference and overall.
A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've won 3, right? 4.
4.
And
1 in conference.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Jimbo Fisher's probably looking for a job soon, unless the fact is, do they feel like forking $80 million out to him though?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's a lot of money.
Is it his first year there? Second.
Second, I think. Yeah.
I think they got to give him a chance with his own recruiting classes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Notre Dame 44-0. They cover. They go under the total against Boston College. Boston College simply a train wreck this year. Although they've pulled off a couple of wins. Texas. Who are we going to get today? Well, they got the good team yesterday. Texas 55-14 over Kansas. And Texas showed up, covered, and went over the total. Penn State 55, Rutgers 10. Penn State easily covers and they go over the total as well. Oklahoma 28, Oklahoma State 13. That's going to hurt Oklahoma State's rankings big time there, and they will go under the total. Clemson 40, Miami 10. Mario Cristobal, how long does he stay there? He only got a 4-year contract, and I want to say it was for like $33 million. 20, maybe $23 million. He could be gone this week. That's one that wouldn't surprise me.
That's another guy that hasn't had a chance to do his own recruiting yet. That's what they hired him for.
Yeah, the fact is now transfer portal means so much. Transfer portal, and everybody's looking at Deion Sanders, and if D's own class in at A&M, at Miami, at Auburn, at we'll see what happens with West Virginia. West Virginia could still that they could fire their coach. Um, we're going to see what happens at Northwestern. I'm hearing
What
that
about
coach
Florida?
Florida's got a first year coach, and they're pretty happy with who he is right now. We'll see.
That's a guy out of Louisiana, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Um, Pat Fitzgerald, is that Northwestern's coach? I think that's his name.
That's
Fitzgerald.
I don't know if he's still there, but
I think he's still there. Good chance he gets fired. I think there's a great chance he gets fired, and then Oklahoma job. I don't think they're going to fire him this year. We'll see, but they're not in the process of losing 4 games in a row and keeping coaches. So we'll see what happens there. Georgia 16, Kentucky 6. Kentucky showed up yesterday defensively, but so did Georgia, only giving up 6 points. No cover there, and Kentucky takes care of the side there. Ohio State 43, Maryland 30. So Maryland covers there, but the over of 64, no problem there. Louisville 25, NC State 10. NC State's been a train wreck the last month and a half of the season, month anyway. And they, how they were still ranked last week, I don't even know. But Louisville play under the total. Louisville covers. Georgia Tech, maybe the upset of the night right here, or one of them. Not the next one's probably a bigger upset, but this is an upset too. 21-17 over North Carolina at North Carolina. North Carolina, a 21-point favorite. They couldn't even put 21 on the board against this team, and they played under. Georgia Tech now will travel between the hedges next week and play Georgia. That should be probably not much of a game, but we'll see. We'll hope anyway. South Carolina, they're over under with Tennessee was 66. They put 63 on the board themselves. 63-38. An ass whipping, folks. I mean, they slaughtered them from the second half on. They were up the entire game. It's not like they had to chase them. No. Spencer Rattler's 7 touchdown passes in this ball game. They absolutely destroyed Tennessee. Tennessee should not be considered for anything much above Citrus Bowl or something like that. That's too bad. Arkansas, 42, Ole Miss 27. Same situation with Ole Miss. This probably will end up. This may end up being the telling factor of getting rid of Ole Miss's coach. I think he ends up leaving and going to Auburn. I really do. Kiffin goes to Auburn. I think he will now. He's Ole Miss. The staff is going to want to push him out the door. USC, a 2.5-point favorite. Somebody knew something. They win by 3, 48-45 over UCLA. We knew it was going to be a high-scoring game. They put 93 on the board over the total. USC covers. LSU 41, UAB 10. LSU stays in the conversation about maybe a playoff berth, especially if they can go into the SEC championship and beat Georgia. I don't think anybody can keep them out of the top 4. What do you think, Keith? If LSU beats Georgia at the Southeastern Conference Championship, can you keep LSU out of the top 4?
No.
I don't think so either. But that's a tall task. I think right now they're going to be they're going to be double-digit underdogs in that ball game. So we're going to see what happens there. Speaking of double-digit underdogs, how about Colorado? They were getting shut out last night the entire game, and then they put a touchdown on the board last 2 minutes. Washington beats them 50.
Yeah, they were down like 34-0 at halftime, I think.
They lose 54-7. They were down 47-0. And I want to say they may have been down 54-0, and then they scored a lonesome touchdown.
Yeah, but I mean, almost everybody does that to Colorado this year.
Yeah, and they almost 61, and the over/under 62 in the hook, so they still stayed under the total. And Oregon, Utah. Oregon favored by 3. They win by 3. It's a push this week. 20-17. Nobody's seen this defensive struggle coming up. 62 was the over/under, so it was under the total there.
The two Utes.
Do what?
The two Utes.
Yeah, the 2 Utes and the other 9 with them. They only put 19 on the board. Troy this week, we didn't hear how Troy did. We didn't hear how Stephen F. Austin did.
I looked up Stephen F. Austin last night. I forget who they.
The Bionics, we don't know what they did yet, but we can find that out. The Bionics, they've had a good season. The Bionics, the Woofers of Wofford, Woofers.
Oh, yeah. Or the Power Painters.
Power Painters of Wagner. Yep. We don't know exactly what they've done yet.
Wofford got beat by Furman 63-28.
Yeah. Furman.
St. Thomas, Minnesota beat the Butlers 27-13.
The Butler did it.
The Power Painters didn't even have any paint. They lost 33-0.
33-0. And the spray paint was empty. Power Painters of Wagner. They couldn't get it done.
San Diego beat Morehead State 14-9.
Yeah, the Porn University got beat.
Monmouth over Stony Brook 24-21.
Yeah, we talked about Stony Brook until they become a Stony River. They're just going to be a side view show now. They got to widen out. Thursday night's game featured the Titans and the Packers. The Packers were a 1.5 favorite. Titans did not care. Titans came in there to Green Bay and beat them 27-17.
Incarnate Word beat Northwestern State 66-7.
Yeah, 66-7, and they did cancel the Scrabble match at halftime due to the amount of snow on the ground.
Yeah, you can't find the tiles in that stuff.
No, you can't. You can't find them in 50 inches of snow. No.
No Buffalo State over Alcorn State 24-13.
Yeah, the Acorns were wild yesterday. Hold on, let me turn the heat up just a minute.
Oh, here we go. So Rob goes to get something right here in the middle of a live feed. Leaves some dead air here, waiting for people to come in and share their thoughts with us. Tell us how stupid we are on these projections. I said here he'd leave us in dead air here in the middle of a broadcast. And
that's all.
Wait for people to come in here and tell us how goofed up we are in our picks here. Yeah. Stephen F. Austin beat Abilene Christian 24-21.
Wouldn't expect anything less out of the Bionics. They did it. Did they get a last-second 80-yard field goal, though?
I think it was 72.
72-yard field goal? Okay.
Yeah. It deflected off the nose tackle's head on the way there.
And then still bounced.
He's still laying there in the field.
Yeah. And then it went off the nose tackle's helmet and then went 80 yards in the air.
He's still laying there sleeping. All right. I got to leave you with the dead air for a moment. I got to go.
That's fine. Today's games, the Bears and the Falcons, they're playing an early game. Falcons 4.5-point favorites. Me and Keith both like the Falcons this week. Dar likes the Bears, but we'll see what happens there. I think it's going to be a low-scored game that we're going to see about that. That's in that dome, you just never know what to expect. But I'm expecting, 20-17 type game. I think the Falcons find a way. It may have to. And that would be a cover for the Bears, 20-17, maybe 20, maybe 24-17 or something like that. But I think the Falcons can win that ball game. Eagles at the Colts. Eagles are going to be pissed today. Colts have got Jeff Saturday. They're at home for his first game. It's going to be a welcome home Jeff game, but I don't know. Matt Ryan is He's immobile. The running game's not the best. And even if it is, I think the Eagles really can stop that. And they're playing on turf indoors. I advantage Eagles there. I really do. I give advantage to the Eagles in that game. I think this could be a blowout. I really do. I think the Eagles could put 40 on the board today. Jets and Patriots. I think the Patriots legit can win this game, but 5.5 I think was just too many points here. I think the Patriots can win it, but if they're going to win, it'll probably be a 26-23 game, 23-20 game, something like that. I think some points go on the board, though. We'll see. We'll see how much snow they've got up in New England, but if it's not too bad, I think the Jets keep it close. I really do. I think the Jets keep it close. Commanders at the Texans today. I'm the only one of the crew that actually thinks that Washington's going to show up for this game. Okay, and I think Washington puts a 30 burger on them. I really do. I think Washington really plays well today. Normally they play down to their competition. They're 5-5. They can sniff playoffs now. They really legit can sniff at playoffs. They still get the Giants twice. They're done with the Eagles, and they beat the Eagles one time. They got the Cowboys one more time coming to town. I think they can. I think they can legit beat this Texans team, and I think they can beat them up. And 2.5 points. I'll say this. Had the Commanders been 5.5 point dogs this week, I still would have took them. I like them that good this week. I really think the Commanders dominate this game. Maybe not start to finish. No Chase Young. We found that out. Chase Young is out. I don't care, though. Their defense has been really, really good, and their defensive line has played just outstanding. St. Just has played great defensive back for him. Yeah, if Washington doesn't throw at least 30 on the board against them today, I'm gonna be really, really let down. I'm gonna guess 37-7 this game.
I don't think so.
I really think what's up, Nons.
Hey, Nons.
I really do.
I hope you're right, but
I just don't. We're talking about the team with the worst passing percentage in the league. Now, their run game is really good. Yes, it is. Yeah. But if Washington is, if they can put 8 in the box and say, guess what? We are not worried. I think they can stop them. I really do. Rams and Saints today. Keith likes the Rams real bit. He likes them. I'm not big, maybe, because he went with the under 41.5. I went with the Saints. I'm not an Andy Dalton fan.
Well, it's more of a.
I like his Saints defense better than I do the Rams defense. That's all I can say about that. That's it.
Well, I was just going to say, I know that Stafford was out last week. I don't know his status for this week.
Right.
I kind of was thinking, well, he might play. So, yeah. Saints quarterback. So, Dalton's probably better than the guy out of Florida State. But I always forget his name. What is his name? The guy that starts with 30, a W.
Yeah, 30-30.
Anyway,
does it start with a W?
His last name does. I keep on wanting to say Winky or something in Wednesday. It's not that though. It's
Wee Willie Winky.
No, what is it? It's
Hold on, I'll tell you his name in a second. Number 3, right? And
Winston.
Yeah,
Winston.
Jameis.
I like Dalton more than him, but they both throw 2 interceptions.
Yeah. Winston doesn't thrill me at all.
Yeah, Winston. I always forget his name.
Winston's a half a step above the kid in Chicago. Yeah, or the quarterback that's sitting the bench in the 49ers.
Oh, I would take Fields over Winston.
Oh, really? No, I can't go that far. I can't go that far.
In an instant, Rob.
Fields was 17 games.
Yeah, but
He
or
can't throw
Fields at
30
least can
touchdowns.
still have an upward trajectory. Winston's
He
not.
can't throw 30 touchdowns, though. He can't throw 30 touchdowns for you.
We don't really know yet. I mean, yeah, I don't expect him to be a superstar or anything, but I would say the upside for Fields
Yeah, I
has
wouldn't want
definitely
neither.
got him ranked ahead of Winston.
I don't want neither one of them quarterbacking my team. That's for
Well,
sure.
I don't either at this point, but I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as far as him versus Winston alone, I'm taking Fields all day, every day.
Oh, okay. Browns and
Nuts, how are you doing? You got
Yeah.
anything?
Do you want to come in, my friend? He left. I got zero.
To say?
Browns and Bills. Bills are 6-point favorites in Detroit. I actually think this helps the Bills. They're going indoors in a fast track. I think this is going to help the Bills. Plus, guess what? The Bills are going to be playing in 4
Where are they
days.
playing at?
Detroit.
For Thanksgiving, you're talking about.
Today.
They're home against Cleveland today.
They moved a game to Detroit because of the snow, 50 inches of snow.
Oh, okay, that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And then they'll play 2 games there in a row.
Right. They're already in Detroit. So, yeah, they packed their stuff up Wednesday.
I heard somebody talking about them playing. I thought, they're talking about Thanksgiving. No, and that's
okay. So what they did, they packed their stuff up and they're going for a week now.
So are they taking their fans with them?
Well, they didn't.
Or Lions fans gonna boo them this week too?
Or, I think they can exchange tickets, but then they're going to allow people to buy tickets at the gate today, so it probably won't be near sellout. I don't know how far a Detroit ride is from Buffalo. Is it like 5 hours? 4 or 5 hours?
You go across Ohio and
you got to go through
Pennsylvania.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then through northeast Louisiana or Indiana, and then up
I don't have my phone. I don't have my phone right with me. I don't have my phone with me right now.
I would say it's probably more of like a 10 hour, 8 to 10 hour drive.
I don't know, because
it's more than a 5 hour drive.
From Philly to Michigan, you can get there in 10 hours. From Philly.
That's from eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to go across Ohio, and that's a long trek across Ohio.
Well, what I'm saying is, though, that you got to go.
And then you got to go.
You got to go across
Lake Michigan and go north into.
But you got to go across Michigan too.
My dad drives up to the North Woods of Wisconsin, which is like straight north from like just a little bit below the Wisconsin-Illinois border. I mean, it takes you maybe 15, 20 minutes to get across the border on the tollway. It's about a 4.5 hour drive to get up there. And I mean, that's a straight shot right from Illinois up about 3/4 of the way up Wisconsin, maybe 2/3 of the way up Wisconsin. So to cut across Ohio and then still have to trek.
See, that's what I'm saying, though. From Philly to Michigan.
Plus you have to cut
to Michigan. That's what I'm saying, though. Philly to Michigan's 10 hours.
Yeah, so Buffalo, you have to go kind of south and west to go through Pennsylvania. Then you got to go all the way across. Well, I actually rode with my mom and dad to go from Rockford, Illinois to Niagara Falls. And I think we went maybe through Buffalo.
Yeah.
And that took us, I mean, we stopped somewhere halfway, and I mean, we were on the road quite a bit.
10 hours probably.
Yeah, probably so.
All right, so if that's 10 hours, think about it this way. Buffalo is short of the falls, and Detroit is short of where you live. By a whole lot, though. Detroit is short of where you live, though. A whole lot short.
Yeah, well, it's north. You got to turn north, though, and you got to...
Yeah, you got to turn north, but it ain't that far up into the state of Michigan, though.
Yeah, but it's still going to be 8 plus hours, I would say.
You think it's 8 hours from
Buffalo? Look it up on MapQuest, from Buffalo to Detroit.
I don't have my phone, but I can go get it.
Okay, I'll see if I can.
All right. Just put, what's the stadium? Do that. Put it from stadium to stadium, if you can.
Okay.
And it's not Rich Stadium no more. What do they call their stadium?
Let's search. Let's see. Travel.
I'm going to say 5.5 hours. I don't think it's any more than that. Because
Here, let me start over.
it's interstate almost all the way.
Trip distance.
See, Buffalo, whatever the
Calculator.
stadium's called. Let's see, what is the hell's the name of their stadium?
Let's see here. Oh, that's an app. I don't want that. Let's see, distance calculator. Here we go. Okay, Buffalo, New York, Detroit.
Michigan.
Yeah. All right.
5.5, 6 hours tops, I think.
Distance, and it's calculating. All right, driving distance 362.16 miles, duration 5 hours 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I-90.
That's what I'm saying. Because
that surprises me. I thought it would take longer than that.
Think about this, Keith. From our house where we lived in Philly, was that Pete yet? When we lived in Philly, driving to.
I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I'll try to. Yeah.
Driving to Pittsburgh was 4.5 hours. It was 4.5 hours or more, and my wife rode with her friend to Michigan, and she said it didn't take them 10 hours. So I was wondering.
Hey, P-Jet.
What's going on?
This is distance calculator globefeed.com.
They went through Youngstown and then hit up to Cleveland and went through. You want to come on with us, PJ? Would you like to come on with us?
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell us how good APA hockey is.
Yeah, or you can tell us who's going to win today. Panthers and Ravens. Me and Keith just think that 13 points that the Ravens are getting is too much. I really do. I think the Ravens win this game. Keith, do you think the Ravens actually
Who are they playing again? I forget.
Panthers going to the Ravens, and the Ravens are 13-point favorites.
No, I think the Panthers, if they can get their running game going, they can hang with a team.
Right. I don't think they're going to beat the Ravens.
And their defense isn't real good, I don't think, but they're not terrible either.
And the Ravens defense, I'm in the middle of doing stuff back and forth to the computer. I got you. I don't think the Panthers go into Baltimore and beat them. But 13's way too much. Now, do you think they can legit beat them in Baltimore? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to legit go in there and.
Well, NFL, it's hard to say somebody can't win, but
yeah,
it's probably 20% chance at best.
At its highest. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
maybe closer to 15.
But I think there's a great chance the Panthers stay within 10 points of them. I think it's an 85% chance they stay within that. So me and them both.
I would say at least probably 60 to 65% chance.
Yeah. I think they can do it. Lions at the Giants. Giants 4.5-point favorites today, 47.5. Me and Keith both like the under here. I think 47.5 is a lot of points to go up in the Meadowlands with, but I like the Giants here. I really do. He likes the Lions. I'm willing to give a few points.
Lions defense just has been a mess. Barkley should have a decent day against them.
The thing of it is,
quarterback is not great for the Giants, but he might be a little bit better than what he's given credit for.
And rookie defensive lineman, once he got 9.5 sacks, he is really playing well, though.
Which one did they get? Was it the guy from Michigan?
Yeah, they ended up getting Hutchinson.
Yes.
He ended up getting 3.5 sacks against Washington game week 1.
He's like their next Michael Strahan or something.
And that's for the Lions. He's for the Lions.
Hutchinson is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Well, which one did they get? The guy from Oregon or something? I forget who they got, but they do have an defensive end.
Yeah, but he got hurt for the year. He's out for the year, I think.
Okay. Well, they do have a good defensive lineman that's been getting in and putting pressure on the quarterback.
But the Lions really have a good defensive line. Their defensive backfield is a shambles.
They probably can't bring that extra guy up to stop.
They got rid of that Darius Slay, and they traded him over to Philadelphia. And I think it was them that did that. Since that happened, they've not been the same. Raiders and Broncos. This is a game right here. I really, really think if you're watching that today, if you don't throw up 3 times during the game, you probably aren't human. This is probably this could actually be a 5 to 4.
If you do throw up, don't assume you have COVID. Just change
Right,
the
right.
channel and see if you start
It,
feeling better.
this legit could be a 2-0 game by the end of it. It really could. Somebody could get a safety and nothing else.
No, there might be 3 or 4 safeties in that game.
It could be. It's really going to be a mess. Do the Raiders save Josh McDaniels' job and let Nathaniel Hackett be the first one to get fired? Or does Nathaniel Hackett pull off a win at home this week and let Josh McDaniels be the first fired? The one that loses this has got to get fired. Because this is below the toilet bowl.
I don't see McDaniel getting fired this year.
They can't keep him. They can't keep him. He's especially after the way the quarterbacks talked about
but you wouldn't say that team.
The quarterbacks burned him up, man. He said he says our offensive line, our receivers, we're all on the same page. We just how do you put it? We just got a couple in the locker room that's not on the same page with us.
You wouldn't say that team's a trash dump, would you?
The Raiders? The Raiders ain't that high yet. The Raiders ain't got to be a trash dump. They're below that. They buried, man. They are under the ground, and they're trying to dig 6 inches up to get.
So the animals can't smell them.
Right now they can't, but they're trying to dig their way up to the trash dump. Yeah, and then the Broncos. Nathaniel Hackett, right? This dude right here, I really believe you could put him on Jeopardy and give him 3 clues, and he still couldn't get it.
Is it all over for Russell Wilson, do you think?
Well, Russell Wilson might be able to do something with another coach. Nathaniel Hackett is not it. Hackett's a hack. He is terrible. Yeah, bye-bye. They're both gone. They're not going to make it to the next season. Neither one of these two clowns are. But the good thing about Josh McDaniels is every time he's ever taken a head coaching job, he at the end of the season, he's always been able to walk right back into the good graces of
New England.
New England.
Belichick.
Yeah, either Belichick or he might be able to go. He could go to Alabama, probably say he wants to be their offensive coordinator, and O'Brien's probably going to be gone. Perfect time.
Question: If Belichick were to decide after this year to just all of a sudden retire, do you think that they have a leading candidate to?
I think at one time they would have loved to have had the guy that's on NBC at nights on Sunday nights that talks about football. He was a defensive. No, he never coached. Defensive back. That what's his name?
Harrison.
Harrison.
Rodney Harrison.
Yep. I think they'd have loved to have had him. Now, there's some ways they could go though. There really are. Is there any chance they offer it to Brady? Would they offer it to Brady after this?
I don't see Brady as a coach.
Brady. If Brady wants to be a coach, he can be one. He's going to be able to walk into one easier than Saturday did. He really will if he wants it. If Brady wants
a quarterback coach or maybe an offensive coordinator.
Could you see him announcing games on TV? One of the two is going to happen. He's either going to be on.
I don't know, but here's the thing. I mean, I never thought Troy Aikman would have been good at that job, but because I thought he was probably too dry, and he's actually been good. So I kind of have the same worry with Brady that he might be kind of dry or something, but maybe he's got enough personality to do it.
And Brady doesn't raise his voice and all, so I think maybe he would work out well. Better than Manning. Oh my God, Manning's awful on Monday nights. I can't stand to watch those two clowns, him and his brother.
I haven't
Doofus and Doofus Jr.
Of course, I haven't watched Monday Night Football, but maybe a few minutes here and there.
I avoid ESPN2. I avoid ESPN2 with like a plague when I know Doofus and his brother Dufo is going to be on there. I can't watch. That's just too much doofuses in one night. So the Raiders, Broncos, me and Keith both like the Raiders this week. I don't know why.
No, I don't like the Raiders any week.
Now, do you like the Broncos?
No.
Oh, we got 2.5 points. Is that enough to say you like a Raider? That's the only reason I took the Raiders.
It's not liking them; it's just picking them to win.
Well, you gotta like them better than the Broncos. The Broncos, and that's the thing.
I don't have to, but
Six out of 8 folks on
what do
our
the Broncos
own
have for a running game? Anything?
Russell Wills.
Well, they have that something that the Rams used to have. Gurley.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah, do they have him?
I don't know if they still got him or not. Six. It's
Six kind of bad. I mean, we don't even know who their players are.
6 out of 8 people on our poll.
Like they have Latavius Murray. Yeah. Well, no, Melvin Gordon. It was the other. That's the guy that was he with the Chargers or the
Chargers?
Okay. One of those LA teams.
Raiders.
Edmonds, Marion Mack.
6 out of 8.
Kind of a rookie or something.
6 out of 8 people with a brain this week like the Raiders over the Broncos. That does not mean a thing. Either one of these two teams could lose today, and I would sincerely hope they fire their coach by tomorrow. Adios, amigos. In Christmas time, you get to save one more. You don't have to spend as much on your gifts at Christmas time if you fire your coach tomorrow. Cowboys at the Vikings.
Have Jacobs, I guess. That's
Cowboys at the Vikings. Cowboys.
That game I am looking forward to today.
2.5-point favorites. I really like the Vikings big in this game. I really do. I think
that's why I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping, and nothing against Harris. I just, I'm a Washington Commanders fan like you.
And you just
watching the Cowboys lose has never been something that's upset me.
No, that's right. And I think the Vikings are the better team. I think quarterback.
I would say so. They clearly have the better wide receivers. I think that they have at least as good of a quarterback.
Yeah. Right now,
and they have a better running game probably overall.
In their defense, I'd give an advantage to the Cowboys, no doubt.
Yeah, maybe a little advantage here because they got some really good.
But kicking game and everything, the Vikings have the edge on it, and they're at home.
And has Dallas got all their guys healthy on defense this year? Like
a couple of them are still hurt.
They've had trouble keeping Vander Esch healthy.
Yeah.
Who was that guy that they had that was always getting hurt, but he was a really good Lee?
Lee.
Liked the guy. I mean, he played so hard and he did so much for that team, but he couldn't stay healthy. He couldn't stay on the field more than
Darlene's best friend, one of her friends up in Philly, her son in Philly liked that Lee guy and had his jersey, and I was like, okay, you're not wearing that to an Eagles game now.
Yeah.
No, you're not. But you can wear it at home.
The Bears had a guy last name Brown or something one time, and he was the same kind of guy. He was a safety. He was a really good player, always around the ball, but he would be in there like a game or two, and then he'd be out for the rest of the year, every year.
Yeah. Bengals and Steelers.
That could be another good game. I mean, Pittsburgh's shown a little grit here lately. The Bengals.
Me and Darlene and Keith all like the Steelers in this game, and I got 5 reasons why. Left tackle, left guard,
Holden
center.
It looks like too.
Left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, and right tackle for
Bengals.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason I don't like them to win this game because.
They're the equalizer.
Right, exactly. That's 5 on your team, and you ain't got but 11, and they're not the good part.
Yeah, they've got 3 of them probably at least are turnstiles.
Maybe 4, and then and then
the other guy snaps the ball,
and you got TJ Watt on the other side back. Yeah, chances are. Look, I like Burrow good as anybody. I'm a Burrow fan. I actually root for the kid. I like him.
Me too.
I think it's hard not to root for him. As tough as he is, hard-nosed, but he's going to have a short career. If he keeps getting the hell beat at him, he's going to have a short career. Sunday night, Chiefs and Chargers. I just don't know what to make out of this. Justin Herbert, I mean, good Lord. 1 week he can throw.
I was tempted to take the Chargers Los Angeles,
He,
but somebody was
what?
talking about how beat up their team is or something.
Yeah,
Or,
they are right now, and they got a couple of running backs. I think one's on IR.
uh,
I think
and that's why I didn't.
one week he can throw for 340, and next week he throws for 140. I mean,
Now,
that's Herbert for you. That's just Herbert.
if LA was healthy, I mean, those two teams usually play some really down to the like last play of the game type of
And
game.
the thing is at halftime, this is probably going to be a 10-3 game, 10-7 game at halftime. Then the Chiefs
We'll see.
will wake up at halftime and score 40
Well,
points.
that's their MO.
Yeah, that's what they'll end up doing, and they'll go over the 49 total tonight. I think they will. Tomorrow night, the 49ers at the Cardinals, they're playing down in Mexico City, 6,600 feet elevation. That's going to be really tough on the defense.
Did you mention Bears at Falcons? I don't think I was here when you did. If you did,
Yeah, I did earlier on. I said that one. I said I'm one of the few people that likes this one to go under today. I really do. I think this is going to be. This is one of those 20-7, 24-17 games, 20-13 type games. The Bears stay in games. They do stay in games.
yeah,
But I'll tell you what.
they could come back and win it late.
Who
Falcons have a knack of losing late.
Who other than Geno Smith has risen out of the ashes this year?
Like Mariota.
Mariota.
Yeah.
He's really played well this year. He's not done bad. And
Former Oregon Duck.
And they got a legit chance of making the playoffs. They're not out of the playoff race yet. I like your Falcons this week. You took your Bears, I think. No. You took your Falcons.
I took Atlanta.
Yeah, you went over the total. Darlene took your Bears, but I don't know.
That was kind of just a home field thing,
Yeah, for me too.
It wasn't
yeah.
really much more than that.
Had that been in Chicago.
But see, if the Bears, if they get their running game going, and they've been able to do that fairly well this year, they with Herbert and Montgomery, and I don't know what the status is on Montgomery right now, and then with Fields, we'll break off about a 34-yard run a couple times.
He's leading the team in rushing.
Yeah,
right?
so I mean, and that can be the kind of thing that keeps them in the game against Atlanta.
Falcons
probably have a better defense, I would imagine. They've got that tight end.
I think they do. And the Falcons,
Cordarrelle Patterson, running back, is that his name? The running back that used to be with the Vikings as a receiver, number 84.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then they got that tight end that came out of Florida, University of Florida. Yeah,
Pitts or something.
Pitts. He's capable.
That kicker Koo.
Huh?
Or kicker Koo. Is that?
Oh yeah. And then Haiku Ko or something, or Haikai Ko.
Koo, I think his last name.
Yeah, Haiku Ko or Haiku Ko or something. Yeah, Haiku Ko. That's what it is. Haiku Ko or some bullshit something like that. Yeah, it's like a game that you could buy over the counter at Walmart. Haiku Ko. 49. Yeah, 3 points for Koku. 49ers. I really like the Niners big this week. Look, this is a place where Murray does not want to win 20 times. If he does, he gets hurt. The 49ers don't play. The 49ers don't play. They got 15, 16 athletes on defense. They are strong defensively. Is Garoppolo anybody?
I think Murray, if you just keep pressure on him all day, he's going to make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. He throws it up.
Like what happened to Mahomes in the Super Bowl against Tampa.
Yeah.
He isn't going to even do what Mahomes was able to do in that game.
No, right. And Mahomes was running backwards the whole game.
Throwing sideways.
It's the same way with Jackson. As long as you don't let him run forward, if you keep him running side to side and backwards, you can beat him. You can beat Baltimore. You absolutely can. Mm-hmm. But if you let him run down the field on you, he's a big enough guy. The problem is eventually he's going to take a hit. He shouldn't. Tua, the same situation. Tua, right now.
Tua might be the best of the bunch, though.
He is right now, but he's also the most fragile.
Yeah, well, he showed that in college, son.
And that's the thing. He's taken 3, since he's been in the pros, 3
concussions.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yep. See if Allen's around. I sent him like 18 invites. I'm gonna fill his mailbox up.
18. Wow.
Close to it. At least 3. 18, almost 3 anyway. Yeah. I've been playing Stone Cold Hockey, guys, and Keith's been Keith's been a viewmaster. He's been watching me do it,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's been the 2021 22 Edmonton Oilers, and it came out with a blistering pace, and I thought, I really like this game. And then they decided to lose like 5 in a row, and realism takes over, and yeah,
Which
right
is a good
now
thing.
it is. That's what we want. Right now through 44 games. I don't have a 45th one on here. I get the 45th one here though. I need to write it down. I can do it right now. Through 45 games, let's see. All right. Edmonton loses game 45. They are 24-17-4. They lost to the Islanders. Game 46 is coming up against Sharks, I think. I think it's the Sharks. So we'll see what happens there. They've got 4 overtime losses so far. What's our biggest win streak? Let's see. Let's see here. They lost there. That's not good. They lost there. Wow. A lot of losses. Win there. Counting overtime losses. Let's see. Flip a page here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses. An overtime loss. Another loss. Another overtime loss. Another loss. 7, 8, 9. Which is not good. Then they reeled off 3 wins in a row, and then they lost here to the Islanders. Oilers are my favorite team. Yes, they are my favorite team. I always liked them. Glenn Anderson was one of my favorite players. Marty McSorley, I love watching him fight. He was a good fighter. Starting the season out, first 9 games they went 8-1. Then they had an overtime loss. They mixed some losses and wins in together. Mm-hmm. Then they lost 4 in a row. Then they won 5 in a row. Mm-hmm. Now they've won 3 of the last 4. Yeah. And I may get one of those older teams, but we'll see. I don't know if I do it, but I've got all of the paperwork here.
Yeah, I consider toying around with that fictional league that it comes with because it's just 8 teams or one of those original 6 seasons.
Yeah. See, I don't. The only reason I don't like fictional is I don't know what how any of them would be expected. I would want to make my own league if I was going to do that. I'd rather make my own league. And
well, you can do that too. It tells you how to do that.
Yeah. And then I'd want a super team, kind of like 10 control at home and on the road, but with no defense, just absolutely no defense. Just the team's going to try to beat you 8-7. Then another team.
That's like the old New Jersey Devils at one time.
Definitely like in New Jersey Devils. How about them? 12. They've won 12 in a row now. They've won 12 in a row right now. Wow. Yeah.
Well, you got the Devils when they would win the cup, and they just suffocate teams.
Brodeur.
Yeah. Didn't they just suffocate teams like 2-1, 2-0?
Scott Stevens. Yeah. They had good defense.
No, that was when they still had the blue line though, as part of it.
Two-line
Well,
pass.
they'd get you caught up in the middle of the ice or something, I
You
think.
mean the two-line pass?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Still got offsides. Still got that, guys. But two-line pass, and you used to have to touch up your icing. You don't have to touch your icing up no more. I've never played when you didn't have to touch your icing up.
Oh,
But you ain't had to touch up icing for international now for almost 20 years. And it ain't been that in 25 maybe, but it ain't been that long for NHL. I think they quit touching up ice in 2011, 2012. I think
yeah.
something like it. And I kind of liked it where you had to touch it up. Most time a goaltender would play a lot more, play the puck more. Really,
Anybody else out there that wants to join us this morning?
Yeah.
We still got an hour before kickoffs, and I don't know how long Rob plans on being up. So the soonest that freezer would get delivered now would be tomorrow.
Could be today.
Could be today.
You get a phone call, my dear. I called somebody on here named Keith, was wondering if there was a chance he was getting something today, and I told him, I said, I don't know, I'll check. He said it's tomorrow the nearest time you can get to freezer. I said, no, we could get it today. I said, but it's only if she hadn't got a phone call yet. And she ain't at all happy about that shit. She went and paid for it Thursday, and it was promised by Saturday. And now, yeah. Which would have made it a lot easier for us, but
Yeah, like they take that into consideration, right?
Yeah, they don't give two shits what we want.
We gotta get there today because Rob's there. He's ready to put it in.
And we could give two shits less what Rob wants. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the way that works. P-Jet, you want to come on with us?
Let's see. NFL.
Anybody that comes on with us this morning. Yeah, NFL games today. I don't even know what games we get. Texans game. We will get that old Fox. We will get that. So I don't know what we'll end up getting, but we will get that one. That'll be our 1:00 game.
Let's see. 1 month ago, CBS writer says Commanders' Ron Rivera seat is the hottest.
What was that now?
On CBS about a month ago, Jerry Trotta from CBS writer says Commanders' Ron Rivera seat is hottest in NFL. But that was back when he was blaming the quarterback Wentz for their losing.
And it was back before they went for sale. It was before they went for sale right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me. I'm the owner of the Washington football team. We could be 0-9 right now. I'm not firing my coach. If I'm selling my team, you got to pay whoever to come in there and coach. I'm not paying another guy.
Hey, to get something, Commanders, like a jacket or something.
We need to get Elon Musk. Elon Musk is our owner. That'd be good.
He can afford it.
Deep pockets, yeah, deep pockets.
They would hate him too.
I see. I see where he put Trump back on Twitter last night or yesterday.
The cancel culture group hates him.
Yeah, I don't know enough about
and I don't get that. That's a bugaboo.
I don't know enough about him.
That.
I don't know.
I mean, somebody can say something. Who was it? The J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter girl, supposedly said something that offended somebody that was in the trans community, and I find that's fine if you're upset about it and you're whatever. Tell us that. But this whole idea, now we got to cancel J.K. Rowling, and if somebody else doesn't say something negative about her or like disown her, then there's criticized for that. No, let's
Yeah.
stop this crap of cancel culture. This is just getting so silly, so ridiculous, going way too far. I'm not saying that the people are wrong for being upset, but to have to exile them from, what status they had is just petty, it's
Yeah.
childish, it's silly, it's gotta stop.
Oh man,
My rant
it's,
is over. I'm sorry.
that was pretty. That was still pretty cool though. He gets 8.3 for his rant. That's pretty good. Pretty damn
It's
good.
not as good as an IDJ rant when it comes to
Well, we got to get him on here one day, and I want to talk to him about Strat football.
the Strat
I
football.
want. Yeah, I want to buy. I want to buy
Or no,
one.
no, no. Was it Strat?
Oh yeah.
It was APBA.
Oh, that's right. It was Appa. That's right.
Yeah, because you only need the running back and the quarterback card because everything else is a C.
Football by the numbers.
See, it's a C. So you add all these numbers up just to find out it's a C. Their rating on their offensive line is a C. Well, if you go through all these teams, there's 28
You know what I'm gonna do?
here. 26 of them are a C. And then you got one.
Let me see if. Let me send him an email address. If I do, I'm gonna send him an invite.
IDJ, we love you, but
Yeah, but that was still some funny shit.
your answer, classic
Yeah,
A, number one, best out there.
Oh, it was good. It ranks up there.
And then his 9.5 yard
and folks,
line.
folks, let me tell you. Yeah, let me tell you right now. Okay, before he comes, I'm going to just as clear face as anything, and I'm going to tell him my wife's going to give me Apple football for Christmas, or I just got it for my birthday, but I was kind of wondering, the goal, the 10-yard marker, and then let's see if we can get him on a rant. Now we're not looking to cause a man any harm. We don't want to get his blood pressure this high. We don't want to get him a heart attack. But we do want to stir his juices up about this high anyway. We want to get him to where he's at least screaming a little bit.
Yeah. And what was the thing with the airplanes or something on that one board or something? It's kind of had like the low,
high, medium, and low.
But they weren't in the right order or something.
He didn't like that shit. Yeah, he didn't like that.
And then the next year's board or the next version of the game board was exactly the same too.
And why would you do this? Why would you do this?
And if you put this piece here, you're covering it up, and so every time you look there, you got to lift this up to see what's underneath it, to put it down because the space isn't any bigger than the piece that you put there.
And he's absolutely right on a lot of his arguments.
Oh yeah.
A 9.5 yard marker. Who the hell wants that? Who the hell wants that?
Honestly, after his rant on Apple football, I lost all interest in getting the game. I wouldn't buy it after that. That was like, that's stupid. If it just comes down to the quarterback and the running back, for the most part, then what kind of a game is that?
Right. He said you could pick 6 teams out.
Yeah, at least something like second season incorporates all the players in it.
But he said like 26 teams, all the same. And then you got 6 other.
Yeah, there you are, bud.
Yeah, let's get Tim in here. Maybe Tim. Yeah. Maybe Tim could talk to us about ID.
I probably woke him up with that rant I just went on about cancel culture's stupidity.
You didn't see it. Keith was going off just now. Pretty damn good.
Oh, Alan would like this. I don't know if I can show this on here. Washington gear. It says Washington football team established 1932. It's like a Christmas sweater. It doesn't say Commanders on it. It doesn't say Commanders. So.
Oh, you see that ruins it. Then it's got to have Commanders across the front.
Well, they were it might be an old thing from the last couple of years when they didn't have a name.
Yeah, he just got out of church.
Oh, okay.
won't be home for another 15, 20 minutes. Okay, we still sent you an invite.
Let's see what's going on.
I got up early this morning, folks. Let me tell you about my morning.
The question on NFL Network is: will Dak Prescott and Cowboys keep up with Kirk Cousins and Vikings? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I like Minnesota big in this game today.
You got up this morning?
Yeah, I got up. I was awake already.
4 in the morning, was it?
I went to the restroom. It was about 4:45. And I go back and lay down, and then as soon as I lay my head back down on the pillow, I won't near sleep. There's a little vibrate on my phone, and it lights up.
Yeah.
Lights the whole damn room up. It says, Mom. I said, your dad's about to fall out to bed. Okay. All right. So I go down there, and I help him up, and help get him all dressed and everything. I get back home about 5:15. And I told Mom, I said, if you're smart now, as soon as you get Dad up, you fix him a cup of coffee, you get back in your lounger chair, and you go in there and lay down. She said, I can't sleep. I said, okay, it's dark. I'm shitting right now if you want to. So I got back here, like I said, about 10 after. I lay back down. Darlene's waiting on me. She said, everything okay? I said, yeah, everything's okay. About quarter after 5, I'll fall asleep. Maybe 20 after 5, I'll fall asleep. I didn't get up till 9. So I slept a good 4 hours early, and then I slept a good 4 hours. And so, wasn't bad. And Keith was already up. I get up and say, hey, you up, bud?
I had just got up.
Oh, really?
Less than 5 minutes. I think.
That was weird. And I
might have fed the cats and taken a medication.
So I just asked him, I said, you up? He said, yeah, I'm up. I said, well, let's go on StreamYard. So we talked on StreamYard for a little bit.
Very little bit.
Yeah, maybe 10 minutes, something like it. And I said, yeah, let's go live. Well, we'll do a lot of phone, a lot of chatting like that.
All we're doing is kind of going over our new top 10 and
top 10 of football. Top 10
in
football, yeah. Top 10 in football. Now is Tim on a train, or is he? I hope he ain't driving, texting. I hope you're not texting us while you're driving, Tim. But if he's in a train or something, he could be watching us and be like, "Yeah, it's all cool." Attention. Everyone in this train right now, please be still. We're going to get snow within 15 minutes, and we're going to get 12 inches by tonight. Oh, he's driving. Okay. All right, he is driving. Not a good thing.
No.
Hope he's at a stoplight when he says driving.
Man, I was really surprised by that trip only being for 5.5 hours. Tim would probably know for driving from Buffalo to Detroit. I thought it would be more like 8 or 9 or something like that.
Going across the north part of Ohio is not that far. The northern slice across. No, it's not. It's not. And Buffalo's not that far down either. Yeah, so it's 5.5 hours trip. So I don't know how many people from Buffalo is going to make that trip, but think about it. They honoring your ticket, and they're saying that they're going to give them a discount.
Yeah, so it's like a comparable ticket if you have it from Rich.
Yeah,
that they're going to.
And Buffalo's bringing vendors. They're bringing food vendors with them. And they're allowing some of the food to go for cheaper and all too. So, it's cool that Detroit works with them. Yes, Detroit's going to make a little money on this. But Buffalo, think about it. Yeah. Buffalo's really giving up a whole lot, giving up a home game. Give it 8 or 9.
There might be getting some people.
But when it's 50 inches of snow, you do not want to have to make a game up on a Wednesday. You do not want to do that shit.
Well, the people that from Buffalo probably wouldn't have really wanted to try to drive out of there.
Right, exactly. The only way if they knew that snow was coming, they wanted to get out at least by Wednesday. If you go drive, even if you go drive, you want to get out by Wednesday. Stay out now. And snow's done, so they're probably clearing the roads off by now. They're probably clear. Philly does that shit. Huh?
Cleveland was probably like, well, we can play in our stadium.
Oh yeah. And they freeze their ass off. Let's say Cleveland, yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right, because that's who they're playing. Buffalo's like, we're not playing there.
I guess they wouldn't have gone down to Cincinnati.
Now, well, Pittsburgh would have been closer. Pittsburgh would have been closer.
Yeah, isn't Pittsburgh home against Cincinnati today?
They are. They are.
Yeah.
And Philadelphia would have been closer than Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a long ways. That's all the way across the state, the whole length of it. Yeah.
The Giants are home, so they couldn't go there, I guess.
So the Eagles play on the road. So they could have took Philadelphia Stadium, but the closest stadium to them was Detroit. And that makes the most sense. They're indoors. They know they can play that game. I would love to be able to watch that game, but I bet we won't get it here. I bet we won't.
They could have flown down to Carolina.
Yeah. Washington. Could have went to Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have went to Washington. Hell, they got 2 football stadiums. They could use it. The other one's still in use. Still, if they ever have problems with FedEx Field, they can go down to RFK and play.
Oops.
That's only a hope by all of us, because me and Keith loved RFK. We really did.
On TV, I never was in the place, but
right. It was just a great place to watch a football game on TV. Tim,
and that new Bills Stadium looks like it might be kind of similar to that when they open it up.
Tim,
looks like they could have played at New England.
They got a lot of snow too, though. I think New England's at home.
That's a division rival, though.
New England's at home. They're playing the Jets today.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it went up and down a couple times and missed that.
Yeah. Tim, playing in Detroit, who do you think gets the advantage there? Buffalo or Cleveland coming in? See, I actually think Buffalo gets the advantage. I think they have
turf.
faster, and I just think they have more skilled players than Cleveland does right now.
The biggest advantage for Buffalo in that game is that the Browns are the Browns.
And their defense can still show up and can win, even though they didn't last week. Yeah, they blew a lot of things, but I won't be surprised at all to see Allen pop out this week and throw for 300, 350 yards. They could do it. None of us took the Browns. We all gave up 6 points. Buffalo, due to the better passing game. I agree. I think so, too. That's what he put on there.
Yeah, artificial surfaces usually favor the passing teams.
Yeah. Boy, did anybody see? Oh, my Lord. It was weak. It was hard to look at. Hendon Hooker, for Tennessee, get hurt last week.
I didn't see it.
Oh, my Lord. It's probably ACL. MCL, ACL, knee. It's probably the season for him. So that's another reason. See, they put one more touchdown on the board late, but it was against a prevent defense. I mean, it was pretty much, we got our third.
Quarterback has an arm on him.
Oh yeah, he threw it for about 70 yards in the air, but it was. But it was a whole lot like this too. It was a lot of rain.
Yeah, but I mean, he can get it out there.
But he ain't gonna win games against top-notch opponents. They need Hooker. Do you know where Hooker came from? You see, he was in the transfer portal last year. He came from Virginia Tech. He came from Virginia Tech. They did nothing with him.
They beat Liberty, didn't they, Virginia Tech?
23-22. They beat Liberty yesterday. In Lynchburg, in Liberty.
I didn't know that Mora Jr. was the coach at Connecticut until yesterday.
Yeah. And that's the team that beat Liberty last week.
He's kind of got that team turning around.
Yeah, Connecticut. Well, they've been our laughingstock team. We've talked about if you got to play UMass or Connecticut. That was not pretty to watch. Hooker injury, non-contact. Yeah, it wasn't. And what I mean when he failed, the ball fell out of his hands, kind of like a Doug Williams type deal. Remember when he got hurt, done like that for Washington?
Yeah, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but in this situation, he wasn't down yet. They turn. It was a turnover too. So
Well, Williams was able to keep playing because next time he came back in, he threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah, this kid might be his season, and I really thought he's the leading Heisman Trophy candidate.
Have you ever rewatched that Super Bowl on YouTube or anything?
Oh yeah.
If you the first quarter could not have gone any better for Denver. Every single play goes Denver's way.
Penalties.
Washington's dropping balls. They had Coleman gets hurt. Williams gets hurt. Clark dropped an easy catch. Bryant dropped one.
10-0 at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, the touchdown on the first play of the game. The trick play was Sewell to Elway. The only thing that didn't work was when Elway tried that quarterback draw down by the goal line and Butts got him.
Yeah. And then the second quarter.
Second quarter just completely turned. I mean, it was 180 degrees.
And the guy helping announce that game was the one. Wasn't he the lineman for the Cardinals?
Oh, Deerdorf with
Deerdorf,
Michaels and Gifford. Yeah,
Deerdorf. He said, "What a monster quarter by the Washington Redskins."
Yeah, he goes 200 and something yards in a quarter.
He threw for almost 300
and then
yards.
now Michael says monster quarter for Washington.
Yeah, right. And then the thing of it is.
And what did Frank Gifford say after the final touchdown pass to Didier in the corner of the end zone?
Said something about, well, you called it. Talked about one of them. You just called that play, and
yeah, but there was something else he said that I thought was funny. Yeah, because Al Michaels said, "You just said it's getting to be Didier time," but then Gifford said something. He said, "If this was a fight, they might stop it."
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Oh, Butts recently passed away. I didn't know that.
Did he?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. The big bucket helmet that he had when Mad would talk about it.
He was already old by the time that game was.
Yeah. Well, he was old, I think, before Washington got him from the Cardinals or something. Yeah, he died at 72 a couple weeks ago.
He was drafted, 73, 74 or something? Yeah. He played by 13, 14
73 to 88,
Yeah.
I thought you were telling me the number and like a 73rd draft choice of the draft.
No. He was first round pick, I think. I think he was first round pick. Yeah, he was a real deal. Where did he come out of? Arizona State?
Oh.
No, maybe he was a Big Ten team.
He was the 5th pick in the first round of the 73 draft. He was a Big Ten team.
He was a Big Ten. Purdue?
Yes. Purdue. Very good.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
And he played, it looks like, in a Chicago area high school, Maine South in Park Ridge, Illinois.
And do you remember in that Super Bowl they talked about Dave Butts?
He passed away in Swansea, Illinois. What's that now?
Do you remember in that Super Bowl they talked about what Dave Butts liked to do as a side hobby?
I don't.
Carve wood ducks. He liked to do wood.
That.
Yeah, like to do wood duck carving, and they talked about that in the Super Bowl.
I did not know. Yeah. I don't remember that. I'll try to listen for it if I.
Yeah, they did that.
70 greatest Redskins.
Well, I can name you 20 of them right off the top of my head right now. You got the list right in front of you?
Well, this is on Wikipedia now. I don't know if you put this together, and it's in alphabetical order. I don't. Oh no, they got it in order for
top to bottom. I thought they had from 1 to.
Oh, no, that's their. Never mind. That's their player number.
Okay. I got you. Well, McNabb's not one of them.
I would hope not. I hope not.
Billy Kilmer's not one of them.
McNabb is not one of them.
No, and Kilmer better not be one of them. If he is, it's
illegitimate.
Well, it's illegitimate listing. I'm sorry. Billy Kilmer. Yeah. That guy. All you got to do is go back and watch some of his games.
Here, the quarterbacks they have on there, of course, Sammy Baugh.
And Theismann belongs on there. If you go to put
Sonny Jurgensen.
Did they put Theismann on there?
Billy Kilmer, Eddie LeBaron.
Whoa. If they didn't put Theismann on it, and they put
Well, here, I'm
Billy.
not down to the T's yet.
Oh, okay. But if they
Mark
did,
Rippon. They got Mark Rippon, Joe Theismann,
yeah.
and Doug Williams.
Well, Doug Williams, that's a stretch too.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
God, he
is.
played a year and a half with them.
Well, it's just that one game, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But I guess if you win a Super Bowl with a team, you might.
but his
Well,
completion percentage was
well,
barely 50%.
just right. Just talk to Foles, Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Nick Foles has a statue outside of Philadelphia Stadium. Nobody else does.
Let's see.
Nobody named Harold Carmichael has one.
The running backs they have is Terry Allen. They got Don Bossler as a fullback from 57 to 64. Larry Brown, Ernest Biner, Bill Dudley, Andy Farkas is a fullback.
Okay, if you're gonna put Doug Williams on it, you got to put the kid on there that's got 200 and some yards in the Super Bowl. I don't give a damn if he only played that 1 year. That one game he was known for. The kid that led the team in the in Super Bowl with 223 yards or whatever.
Oh, Timmy Smith.
Yeah. If Doug Williams makes it, Smith needs to.
No, they didn't put him on there.
Well, he should. Because he could have easily been the MVP of that game.
Joe Washington, John Riggins, of course, Clinton Portis,
Ernest Biner.
Brian Mitchell.
Ernest Biner.
Yeah, they put him on there. Charlie Justice. Is he related to Buford?
Buford T.
No. Buford T.
Yeah.
Dick James. I think I got them all. Wide receivers.
Art Monk, Charlie Brown.
That's it. Gary Clark.
All of them.
Roy Jefferson. Bobby Mitchell. Art Monk. I gotta look for FLs too here. Charlie Taylor, Hugh Taylor. Did I miss anybody? Did I say Monk?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Ricky Sanders. Did I say him?
No, you didn't.
I missed him.
He belonged on there.
Yeah, that was an incredible trio of receivers, Monk, Clark, and Sanders. I mean, that was just fun to watch. You had Sanders, who was kind of the speedy guy that could stretch a defense. You had Clark, who was like a scrappy kind of a possession type of guy who would go across the middle and hit routes. Yeah,
and Monk was the out routes.
Yeah, the out routes out by the sidelines and hash marks.
The corner patterns in the end zone, kind of like a tight end would do. He could just jump over most of the guys because he's a little taller.
Yeah, Clark ran like crossing and hitch routes, and Sanders would do slants and out routes.
Ricky Sanders just simply outran people.
Yeah, he was, like I say, he was slants and out routes.
Now, one season, they let what's his name play wide receiver a game or two. The guy that was a defensive back.
Sanders.
No, from A&I, Texas A&I, the defensive back, fastest guy in the NFL.
Green?
Darrell Green.
Yeah, maybe. I don't.
Yeah, I'm home if you want to send an invite.
Definitely.
I sent the invite to you. I think. Check it again.
I'll send him another one.
Yeah, I'll put his name twice.
Anyway, enough of that.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
Dexter Manley was on the list. I'm glad.
Yep. Man.
Charles Mann.
What was his name? Man.
Charles.
Yeah,
Charles
he
Mann.
should be on there.
He is.
Yep. Let's see. Who else?
How about that linebacker that they got from the Bears? Marshall? Yeah, he's on there. Wilbur Marshall.
Wilbur Marshall. Chris Handberger. Yeah. Chris Handberger on there.
Yes, he's a Hall of Famer.
He was for real. Here comes Tim. What's up?
Yeah, nice with the glasses there.
Yeah, they're transitions.
Yeah,
Don't forget about Barry Wilburn if you're talking about the defensive players on that team, on that Redskins team.
Yeah, Wilburn was a good compliment to Darrell Green on the other side, but they don't have him listed in the top 70.
Oh, for top 70
this is
Redskins?
Wikipedia, so anybody could have put this together.
Yeah, right. I guess. So then you're talking like Sonny Jurgensen and Billy Kilmer.
Right.
Then you have Steve Lachey, Russ Grimm,
Jim Lachey.
Jim Lachey.
Yeah, the Buckeyes radio.
How about
Butts is there?
Jake Scott. Scott.
He'd be a
safety.
Dolphin.
He's not. Yeah, he's a Dolphin.
He's the last player to wear 13 before Dan Marino.
Jake Scott came and played to Washington though.
He didn't make their top.
He didn't make the all-time list. Then you're talking like Jason Taylor, maybe.
Sean Taylor.
Well, Sean Taylor.
Sean Taylor.
But Jason Taylor played on the team, but he was only on there a year and a half.
Right. Same with like Deion Sanders and Bruce Smith.
But Deion will be on there though.
No, Deion didn't play his best years there. He plays best years in Atlanta, Dallas, and San Francisco.
Deion didn't make it, Keith.
No.
No, I wouldn't.
He wasn't there very long. Bruce Smith wasn't there very long either.
No.
Champ Bailey would probably be on. Would Champ Bailey be on there?
I don't know. They didn't have him very long. They no. Okay, they got Clinton Portis on there though. The guy they traded.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And then, wow. And then you had something like and I doubt Cooley would be on there as well.
Chris Cooley.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, he was a good tight end.
Yeah, it was. The other one,
Clint Didier.
Yeah. Well, then there was
neither one.
Don
Warren is.
Don Warren is. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
how about
Stephen Davis would probably be another one.
Running back.
They don't have him listed.
How about
they've got Allen though. Terry Allen on there.
Okay.
Not him.
How about the tight end that helps do the announcing for Washington Network? What the hell's his name?
They're talking about something I don't really know about there.
They got Jerry Smith on there.
Tight end.
Yeah.
What was his name? I can't.
Jerry Smith was the one that came out, right?
Was he? Did he?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't see any other tight ends listed.
Yeah, it's kind of remember, they were more the blocking backs and the short yardage than what you see now.
They had Frank Wycheck before Tennessee and
right. Yeah. And then you have to remember, like, Wesley Walls played for San Francisco before he got to California. He was only a blocking tight end in San Francisco, but Carolina turned him into a receiving tight end.
Wesley Walls. Who was the guy? Who was the Walls that played for Dallas?
Everson.
Everson, yeah. On the catch is where he
played for the Browns as well for a year or two.
He was a good player.
Yeah,
I liked him. I mean, I didn't like him.
It's essentially he's more recognized for being the guy that was covering Dwight Clark for the catch.
Right. Yeah, you always see him in the highlight. Number 24 coming right behind him.
We were talking about Cleveland today. We were talking about how far it was from Buffalo to Detroit, and Keith thought it was like an 8-hour trip. And I said, "No."
Okay, so you are
across Ohio.
You are correct. It is about 8 hours because you're 5.5 from Cleveland to Buffalo.
It said Buffalo from Buffalo to Detroit.
The thing I was looking it up on, it said
it's
5.5.
Because you're talking, it's 5.5 to get. Well, it depends on what route you go.
3 hours and 350 miles. What it says.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So that wouldn't be no 8-hour trip then, shouldn't it? As long as it's
I-90.
Okay,
so you figure
I-90.
Cleveland to Cincinnati is 200 plus miles. That's 4 hours.
Is there a shortcut through bridges?
You don't have to go that. You don't
go
go
Great
that.
Lakes.
But you don't go that.
Let me see what the shortest route is from Buffalo to Detroit.
So if you can cut across Great Lakes and stuff, kind of.
You can't cut across. So yeah, you can't cut across. It's no bridge.
Yeah, you can't go across Lake Michigan for sure.
No.
You got to cut through Canada to get the shortest route.
Do you?
Yeah, you got to cut through Ontario, take 401 west.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's the way that they would go to
Yeah,
get there in
That's the
5
way,
hours.
and then you got to cut through Hamilton and London and Windsor, and then you can get to Detroit. So you got to cross the border twice.
So you
to
got to
get to the
go,
shortest route in 4 hours.
but you got to go through the. How high is Detroit in Michigan? Is it like right in the middle?
Hold on.
Because you got to get around Lake Michigan somehow and then go south still.
I'll do the hand gesture because that's how you do it for. Let's see here. Where? Oh, so you're talking like lower, like Palm area.
Where I'm talking is straight from Buffalo. You leave I-90, you go just straight across Cleveland right there, and go by.
Okay,
Go to Toledo and then go straight up. Yeah.
Let's see how long that would take, because they're talking.
He said 5. He said 5.5.
Okay, wait a minute.
Let's
Let me
see.
pull up the maps because you can do different routes.
Right.
Let's see here. I can just drag this down for. And
I got it right here. How about this?
about 6 hours.
How about this one, bruh? Buffalo, go around by Hamilton and go around that way.
Mhm.
Ha ha. 4 hours, 12 minutes.
Yep. But if you do take the I-90 route, and we got to you do turnpikes.
Yeah.
It's about 6 hours.
Yeah. But you,
Yeah,
can,
I guess it's 3.5 from Cleveland to Buffalo.
So you can leave Buffalo, go over into Canada, drive on the Queen Elizabeth Way. That's what they call it. No shit. And
okay.
how about that?
I forgot it's 3.5 from Cleveland to
Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. You
Yep.
go around that.
Mhm.
You go around by London, Ontario.
Yep.
Go down, and then you get right back into the States, right at Detroit, Michigan. How about that?
So you know the Journey song where they say "Born and raised in South Detroit." That's Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Is South Detroit?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So essentially, you have to go through Windsor to get back to Detroit. So you're essentially, it'll say 4 hours, but add about 20 to 30 minutes. Well, maybe about 10 to 15, depending on how nice customs is.
Oh, you got a lot of bridges that'll take you over to Canada. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's not a Great Lake there. I never thought about that. But they've got 1, 2.
So you cut back down through into Ohio from Canada? Is that what you're looking
you
at?
go straight up and you go through Windsor.
No, dude, you go straight across a little small bridge and you're in Detroit. No
Really?
shit. Hell yeah.
You
Detroit.
can cut through. You pretty much go through the entire province of Ontario.
You can walk from Detroit on a bridge and get over into Canada. That's how
correct.
short hell yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Right.
Okay.
And like he said, it's Windsor, Ontario. Hell yeah.
Yep.
So
technically, when they say born and raised in South Detroit, it's Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
4 hours, 12 minutes, Keith. How about that shit?
That's yeah. I would have never guessed.
So
that.
you think about it. Think about it this way. If you knew that snow was coming and you left 3 or 4 days earlier, chances are if you live in Buffalo, New York, most people probably got their passport. I mean, you almost need it because hell, you can't go north and you can't go west without it. So shit, why not? Buffalo's right on the line. You drive about 8 miles, not even 6 miles. It says cross a checkpoint, and then you're riding all of Canada until you get right at the damn bridge and cross back over to Detroit. 4 hours, 12 minutes. That is awesome. So
that's why the Blue Jays played in Buffalo Stadium during COVID.
Yeah.
Because it's
cross the bridge. It's cross the bridge. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You don't have a 2-hour drive after getting into the States. You got nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I
Well,
completely
shit.
forgot that it's only 3.5 from Cleveland to Buffalo. So yeah,
Toronto. How about this? Toronto to Buffalo. How far do you think that is?
well, depending on what route you take.
Oh, I got PJ calling me. Hey, now you have to turn. You have to turn down your. You got to turn down your YouTube RPG. You still there? Are you there?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess where I was getting confused, I didn't realize so much of Michigan was over the top of Ohio.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He just told me to text him. Text me your address. Got something to send you. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Buffalo. You just go through that stretch of Canada.
Yeah.
And you just go right
Yeah.
across north
From
of Lake
Buffalo
Erie,
to
right?
Buffalo to Toronto doesn't look like it's over an hour. Let's see how far
Probably
it is.
not. Yeah, you're probably right.
That's crazy, man. I didn't
You
realize.
just go right north of Lake Erie and cut right at Lake
It's
Michigan's on
crazy.
the other side. I don't know
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Let's see. Buffalo. Yeah. Let's see. Toronto.
Let me see how long it would take me to get to downtown Toronto from where I'm at.
Hour and 55 minutes. Hour 50. That's okay though. 2 hours. That's still not
6
bad.
hours.
Is there what city is it that you can see the lights from Toronto across the lake? Is that in Cleveland?
No,
No,
maybe on
no.
a very clear day you could.
Okay.
No. You could see Buffalo. You could probably see Buffalo.
Yeah, but there was somewhere from Toronto you could see the lights of some city. I was hearing.
Rochester, New York. Rochester, New York.
I thought it was a major city, but
let's see.
So in about 5.5 hours, you could get from my place to downtown Toronto.
Oh, okay. That ain't bad.
Yeah.
Would you go around by Detroit and go that way?
No. You're
go around by the Buffalo. Go around.
Yeah,
Buffalo.
you got to go to Buffalo, and then you got to cross the falls.
I got you. That's wild.
Yeah, and then you got to curve around another lake to get to Toronto.
All right.
Well, maybe it's Buffalo that you can see Toronto across the.
Niagara Falls. There's probably a few places in closer to the lake, for Superior that.
Yeah, Toronto.
Lake Ontario, I should say. Lake Ontario, I should say. I'm sorry. That you should be able to, see that.
All right, let's see. I'll ask you a question. Now, what was the question you asked, Keith? You could see the lights of a major city.
There was some, yeah. Maybe it's Buffalo. I don't.
I think it is Buffalo. From Toronto, you can see the lights of what major city across the lake?
Buffalo.
Not Northern Lights. We don't want to see.
I would like to see the Northern Lights one day.
Oh yeah, for Buffalo, on a very clear day, you can also see Toronto.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buffalo's the closest thing to a major city they got right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nothing else up in northern New York, western New York. Right. So you're saying
from Buffalo to be more precise, you can see about 8.37 miles across the ocean. That's not an ocean.
Lake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can see, you might be able to see one of the Lake Erie Islands from where I work on a very clear day, but not
really.
Yeah. So, did you go over the college football results yet?
Well, I did. Yeah, we had one push this week.
You did very well.
You did really well. Yeah.
Yeah. Our 3 college locks went 5-1.
Let's see.
Hold on. No, 4 college locks went 7-1.
Yeah. Yep. Keith missed out.
I didn't do very well.
Keith missed out on the over.
Yeah.
I'm perfect on my NFL picks for today.
Larry went on the Florida State.
Cha-ching.
Yep. Mike went with Penn State over Rutgers.
Cha-ching,
I
cha-ching.
got the Thursday night game. Huh?
And Tim got right on Clemson. And
Did I read right that Miami only had 98 total offensive yards in that
90,
game?
and that
Wow.
was it, the least amount of yards since 1956.
Against Clemson?
Yes.
Yes, 1956, folks.
Yep.
68 years.
Wow.
66.
66 years, yeah.
They usually
66.
have that about 5 minutes into the game.
98 total yards. Mario Cristobal, 98. Oh, that was a butt call. Okay, that's fine. Mario Cristobal's job is for real in trouble. I'm sorry. He may not lose it, but I still say the next guy to lose their job is a loser of today's Raiders and Broncos game. It's trash dump against trash dump fire.
I know I believe if I counted right, I had 41 out of 72 points.
Let's see what you got there. You got yourself 41 out of 70 available because we had a push.
That's right. Okay, so 41 out of 70.
Yeah, because we had a push with
Or Utah and Oregon.
Utah, Oregon. So 41 out of 70. Bob, 43 out of 70.
Oh, okay, so Bob was the top dog by 2 points. Okay.
Rob, 32. Keith, 35. Larry, 38.
Oh.
Tim, 41. Mike, 42. And Bob, 43.
Oh, wow. So that's really tight.
Yeah, not bad. And then our pro picks so far, we've got nobody that's got over 2 points. You and Bob's got 2.
Right, because we picked the right side, but not
But you didn't go with the over. If you had went the over, you got 3 points. Me, Darlene, and Keith all get the over. You, Bob, and Brian all have 2 points. Yeah. So we were talking about what games we'd like to see today. Obviously, the Bills and Browns playing on a neutral site. Always, it's gotta be something that should be enjoyable. Me and Keith, we're just kind of, and Darlene went with the Ravens all the way. She said she thinks the Ravens just absolutely blow out the Panthers. I just don't know if they can beat them by 13. I know they're at home, yes, but we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
That was Darlene's lock of the week for this week. I
know it. Yeah, she really liked them. She said
that'd be interesting to see if we could duplicate the results for.
Did I get my?
By the way, if you went to the casino with our locks of the week, you'd have come out pretty good.
Oh yeah, so far we still got Vikings with Bob. Mm-hmm. We got Commanders with me. We got the Saints with Brian, and we got the Ravens with Darlene.
Did Harris take a lock of the week or no?
Harris didn't get back in touch with me.
Okay, that's fine.
Did I get mine wrong? It was a college game.
You got the side right, but unfortunately the over did not go by 4 points.
Okay.
Yep.
Because it was all Notre Dame, no Boston College.
44
okay.
44-0. You went over, and over under was 47, so they needed another.
Yeah, I needed at least one touchdown out of Boston College.
Or either team,
Either team,
could have been a Notre Dame 50.
I'll tell you this though, I was sweating.
The over under, I don't really care about too much. I like getting the
UAB LSU game and the Washington Colorado games. Vegas knew what they were doing for the totals.
Oh yeah.
Okay, PJ. See you later.
See you later, PJ.
Yep. You're right.
Washington, Colorado was what?
62.5, and it was 61.
Wow, that's close.
And then UAB LSU was 51, and it was 52 and a hook. Yep. Miami Clemson 46 and a hook, 50 points.
So 61 for Colorado and Washington. And then let's see, it was 51 for UAB LSU. So
yeah,
real close.
Yeah.
So, Tim, in your opinion, which games today could you have a legitimate cause to call your cable operator and complain that you're offended that they
that they're actually showing it on TV?
that they're
Negative. It's not.
You wouldn't go there?
No.
Okay.
Trust me, I've got enough crap to watch. I still got the final from last year and this whole entire season of Big Sky. I've got like 6 episodes of the new Quantum Leap to watch.
Okay.
I've got enough crap to watch. In fact, I got like 2 or 3 movies.
Let's get Tim's top 10, guys.
We were talking earlier, like, and Rob Set made a comment, if you're watching the Browns and Raiders, you probably should throw up.
No, the Raiders and Broncos.
Broncos and Raiders, yeah.
Tell you what I might be doing during the Bills-Browns game is making my lineups for. I think I decided today. I've got my kind of area cleared out. Although I do need to find one of the dice, but I do have other dice I can use. I'm going to finish the Mike McCormick replay. Like I only have about 10 starts-ish left. Get that done and then go back to the.
Yeah, you go do them live.
No, not just their tape. I can't do it. I don't have a good enough camera to even turn it around and point it at me, and I couldn't interrupt.
This is the Mike McCormick that won the Cy Young in '67.
We're losing him.
As a pitcher for the Giants, I think.
I think he was a pitcher. Yeah.
I think he won the Cy Young in '67 for San Francisco.
See if we can get Tim better in here. I might.
And they had Marshall and Perry too. Yeah, he just froze up right there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of freezing. I just switched from my. Hopefully hold on.
You're with us here.
Yeah, I know, but I'm checking my the things that I can connect to. Okay, I think we're good now. My top 10 for college.
So number one is
Georgia.
All right, that's the easiest pick of all of them. Now It starts getting a little harder. Number 2, are you going to agree with me or are you going to agree with Keith? Number 2 is
both 2 and 3 did not look particularly great, but I'll still stay with the status quo and go Ohio State 2 and Michigan 3.
You could say the same thing about 4.
Yeah. You went with him. I went with that. 4, who you going with?
Still be TCU.
We're hanging with TCU. Our 5s really, really was different. Who's your number 5 right now?
Because they only have 1 loss, I'm going to go USC.
Yeah, that's exactly who I went with number 5. Number 6.
I mean, do you really want to just keep LSU there? I mean, technically LSU should be up 1, but to me it should be LSU 6, Alabama 7.
Okay, so right now, who would you have 6? LSU?
Okay, so I have LSU. So LSU would be 6.
LSU number 7.
Actually, oof.
It's going to be very, very interesting what Tim does, folks, because me and Keith, we got one team. I got one team I banished. He took them out of the top 10, but I banished them out of the top 10. We will see what happens with Tim if he feels sorry for him. If he doesn't feel sorry for him.
I think I'll move Alabama ahead of Clemson because I think they played a little tougher schedule.
Number 7, you're going to put Alabama.
Yep.
All right. Number 8
will be Clemson.
All right. Number 9.
Oh.
Rob talked me into this.
This is tough between. All right, I'll say 9 and 10 will be Penn State and Oregon.
All right,
but give me. I guess put Penn State a little ahead of Oregon.
All right, and the reason I put Washington in front of Oregon, they beat Oregon. So I've got Washington. So I'll tell you my top 10. This is mine: Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, TCU.
Mhm.
I like USC 5th. I like LSU 6th. I like Alabama 7th. I like Washington 8th. I like Oregon 9th. And oh boy, I would have loved to put UNC there now, but after last night's debacle, you can't do that.
No. Let's see.
I'm gonna put Clemson as number 10. That's what I got. Clemson
Okay.
number 10. But it's very, very interesting, Tim.
Mhm.
After Tennessee lost, there were still some people, there were still bickerings about that said, okay, this is just a second loss. And we beat Alabama. This is not just a second loss, in my opinion.
That was a good old fashioned ass whooping in the fourth quarter.
When you're down 30, and the coach is already hugging the defensive players with 7 minutes to go in the game. Yeah, and I do commend Frank Beamer's son, Shane Beamer, in this game. Josh Heupel last week. What was my main objection about that? They ran
up the score late.
They ran a score up late on Missouri. Missouri has an assistant coach, and where did he come from? Virginia Tech. He contacted him, and I guarantee they didn't even shake hands last night after the game was over with. They did not shake hands. Heupel and Shane Beamer did not shake hands after this game. All I can say is this. Josh Heupel, if you butt hurt about it, you don't pull bullshit like it. You just don't do it. To me, if I'm a coach of any of these teams like that, and we've got 2 minutes left to go in the game, as long as you're not calling timeouts on me, I'm going to take a knee with 2 or 3 minutes left to go, even if I have to punt the ball away. I'm sorry. I am not going to try to run the ball down their throat up 30. Tim, how you feel about that? Would you?
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, it depends on where you say you start the drive.
Okay.
So if it's in the final 3 minutes and you're in their territory.
Let's say you're in midfield with 5 minutes left to go.
Oh, and the second string's out there, I'm letting them play.
Are you putting the ball in the air? Are you still throwing the ball?
Probably only unless if it's third down and long.
See, even then, I'm not doing it. If I'm up 30-plus points, I'm not doing it.
As long as I got my backups in. If I still got my starters in, then I'm running.
I'm just letting the clock run. That's just me. And then with 2 minutes left, even if I'm on my own end, if I know that 3 knees ends the game, as long as they're not calling timeouts on me,
I think what I'd do is I'd maybe take some of my starters out and then see what the other team does. If the other team reciprocates by taking some of their starters out, then you just kind of run the clock out.
Yeah,
say, okay, they're conceding.
If they keep their starters in, right. Yeah. Maybe you do.
If they keep their starters in and then they're still hitting your guys and stuff. I mean, then.
So you guys do agree with me now. I don't care what Tennessee does the rest of the year. They're not in the playoffs.
No.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So right now, this is what's interesting. Michigan and Ohio State, one of them is going to lose.
Yes. But how far will the loser be pushed out?
Right. Let's say they lose by 10 points. 23-13.
Okay.
Can you still make a playoff losing?
Well, okay, so then you're talking about
you're not going to get another chance. You don't get a chance to redeem yourself because you don't get to play in the.
So we're assuming if
let's say TCU loses.
Okay, so TCU has to lose either next week or in the Big 12 championship game.
Right. Then USC slides right in there, or the Pac-12 champion slides in there.
Yes.
Yes. Then the question is, does LSU slide in ahead of a one-loss
Big 10 team?
Yeah. Now,
especially if they put a butt kick. The problem is the team
they beat Georgia. If they beat Georgia.
If LSU beats Georgia?
If LSU, let's say LSU beats Georgia by a field goal in the SEC championship. Can you keep that team out of the top 4? I don't think you can.
I don't think you can.
No, I don't care if Michigan or Ohio State lose by 3 points.
Right.
If one of those two teams fall, and even if just one loss, and LSU wins and beats Georgia by 3, my 4 is Georgia, the winner of Michigan, Ohio State, USC, and LSU. How about you, Tim?
So say that one more time.
I
If
would
TCU
still put Georgia in. Yeah, if TCU loses. How about this one though, Tim? If Georgia loses to LSU, is Georgia still a top 4 team to make the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean the thing is though is that they almost have to, right?
I don't know how you keep them out. Look who they've beaten. They've beaten Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they've run it gambit. They've run the whole table in the SEC. I think as long as Georgia doesn't get to play, if Georgia gets the Tennessee treatment last night, they may not. Then I can understand leaving them out. But if they go to the SEC championship and lose by 3, it's hard for me to say they don't belong in there. That's me now. That's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
we'll learn a lot come next week, which I won't be watching a whole heck of a lot of football because
we're going to be out of town. We're going out of town. We're going out of town.
I'll be out of town for.
We're leaving
next weekend. You're out of town too. Okay.
We're leaving Thanksgiving Day. We're leaving.
No. I'm talking about the week after, the 3rd.
No. We're going to be home in. We're leaving this.
I'll be out of town for the majority of the day on the 3rd.
We're leaving Thursday, and we're coming back Monday.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So I'll Tuesday night. I'll have my. I mean, we'll come back Sunday. I'm sorry, not Monday.
Yeah. What percent chance do you say that USC is in the playoffs right now?
Wow, man! I tell you what. Let's see.
Because they're just kind of barely on the outside looking in right now.
Yeah, do they leapfrog LSU with that win?
If they win, they're in. If they win, they're in. If they win, but
assuming LSU loses to Georgia.
You see, to me, they're still in. They're still in. I still think they're in.
And to me, last night, Caleb Williams played himself right into the Heisman race.
Yep. And I'm sorry. People don't like this one too. Carolina loses.
Caleb who?
But Caleb Williams, a quarterback for USC.
USC.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I still say the kid from Carolina is still in the top. He's got to get invited.
I'll at least say you could invite him at least.
Yeah, but right now I'm with you. And the thing of it is, the kid from Michigan is probably out of it now because he's hurt.
We'll see. They said that by today they'll probably know.
Yeah, they're saying he's and then Hooker. I've liked Hendon Hooker the whole time. They blow it last night by 20, and then it looks like maybe it's torn ACL. We're going to find out today. There, I think his season's done.
Possibility, yeah.
And that's the thing. You can't invite a Tennessee team with 2 losses.
Yep.
With a quarterback out, you got a backup quarterback. You can't do that.
Nope.
You can't have him. No,
not at all.
No. I could very well see. The problem with especially with Alabama, they're outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they've got 2 losses, both last-second losses, on the road losses.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they lost to LSU, but you still got some people in the polls. Got them 6 right now. Got them at number 6.
Mm-hmm.
TCU has been on the banana peel for the last 5 weeks. They just hadn't slipped up yet.
Right.
It looks like they could be playing Baylor again, or they're playing Kansas State.
Now remember, I think the Big 12 is just top 2 teams, right?
Would that be Kansas State then?
Hold on.
So Oklahoma State got clobbered, or they got
No,
I think it's Kansas State. I think somebody said it was Kansas State.
Yeah, they. Oh, hold on, Big 12. Yeah, there's no divisions
No, it's a top 2. They go by
Yeah.
rankings.
The sad part is the Big 12 is really the Big 10 since they only have 10 teams.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: does TCU have one more regular season game? I believe they do.
I believe they do. They
And I believe it's against a blowover team. I want to say maybe they play UAB or
Iowa State.
they're playing out. They could lose that game. They could legit lose that game. I don't think they will, but they could legit lose that game.
Yeah.
USC, have they got any more regular season games?
They got Notre Dame next.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So we got a situation where TCU and USC can both lose.
Mhm.
Yeah, plus they'll have to. Was
If
it
it-
Oregon or something?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. TCU, USC both lose. Any chance in hell we have 3 SEC teams? I can't see it.
I can't see that either.
I can't see it. But that's my rankings right now. I got
Yeah,
LSU.
Pull Washington or Clemson or something up there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They would put, this is what how about this one, though? How about this one? TCU loses, USC loses,
Mhm.
LSU goes to the Southeastern Conference Championship and loses by 30. Does Alabama get back in that son of a bitch?
Correct. Anything's
Think
possible.
about it. Yeah.
Anything's possible.
And if that happens, I think you got Georgia. I think you got the winner of Michigan, Ohio State. I think you got Alabama. And this is another thing. If the Big Ten championship is settled by a field goal or less, I think you're going to have 2 Big Ten and 2 SEC champions. How about that shit?
By the way, your Big Ten West is going to be who edges out whom between
Illinois.
Iowa and Purdue.
Oh, so Illinois is not even in it.
Well, they're 4-4 in the conference, along with Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Iowa and Purdue. Huh?
Hold on. Oh, well, okay.
Iowa
Actually,
has
no, hold on a second.
Okay.
Let's see who Iowa and Purdue play this next week.
Yeah.
Iowa has Nebraska. Boy, that would be a season saver if Nebraska could pull that upset.
Yep.
Let's see who Purdue has. They have Indiana. So
Yeah.
Rivalry game, yeah.
yeah. So essentially it's I
Illinois
don't know
probably
who
plays Northwestern.
has the tiebreaker in that. I think Iowa let's see if Iowa and Purdue played each other this year. I think they did. And that might have been the one that Iowa came out and they scored more than 6 points.
Right. They may actually put 23 on the board.
Purdue's had a few surprise wins this year.
Yeah. Hold on. All right, let me look up Purdue.
I don't know if any of those teams are better than Maryland.
Well, and then Tagovailoa
Penn
got hurt at
State,
the end of that
Michigan,
game.
Yeah,
Oregon.
and he got laid out. He got carried off the field yesterday.
No, he didn't carry it off. He walked off, but
Yeah,
Did he
Corum.
walk? Yeah, he got hurt.
yeah.
Tua's
Purdue
brother.
actually
Tua's
beat
brother.
Iowa 24-3, so they have to have a difference of results in order to determine that.
Minnesota came out like crazy, like they were the team to beat, and then they just slipped on the banana peel somewhere.
First 3 weeks, they look like world beaters.
Yep,
Well,
and we
for
were
their-
all over that train until
Oh man, did we ever? And then it was a couple of teams we followed along. It's like, okay, this team is going to be good. Wake Forest.
Yep.
The Gophers
Syracuse
lost their
still a little
golden
bit.
status.
Syracuse led us down the wrong train, down the wrong path.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
BYU
lost their quarterback.
BYU came out slow, and then they won 3 in a row, and then all of a sudden they hit the Liberty trail, and Liberty just sent them packing.
Yeah.
Shit. Let's see.
By the way,
Ole Miss. How about Ole Miss?
yeah,
They came out like a blaze of fire. Now they've lost 3.
they say Purdue barely beat Northwestern yesterday, 17-9.
Man, oh man.
So you kind of wonder what Indiana might be able to do, but maybe not.
So, when USC and UCLA join, they'd probably be going to the West, and then they'll kick Purdue over to the East. If they still have two divisions.
Purdue
Yes,
or Indiana. Purdue or Indiana won.
Well,
Yeah.
Indiana's already in the East.
they are.
Oh,
So
are
they'll-
they?
they'll take
Purdue
one
will
of-
join them over there.
Yeah.
Oh, Jacoby Brissett running for a first down on 3rd and 11. Okay.
Oh, that's right. The games just got started.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
right
see.
at across midfield inside the 40, 36, 37.
Let's see here.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna,
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
I'm gonna go in here and warm up. You all,
Ryan's got the Colts up around midfield.
I'm gonna go check out the games. Commanders. I'm gonna go see what the Commanders are doing. See if maybe they can put a win on. I think they get the early game though. Yeah, they get the early game, even in Houston. So, you all have a great day. For Keith, for Tim. No Groom Sunday, of course. If you're going to listen to listen to Alan. And Alan, if you're out there, we'll be back probably later this afternoon. Have a good one, guys, and God
Maybe
bless.
about that second half of the later games or something, huh?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
usually